Hi, my friends. Welcome back for another episode of Behind the Walls with your girl, Anna B. Because of the engagement and the views that North Carolina Part 1 received, we're going to spin it back with Part 2. Let's go. Friends, the videos you are about to watch are very disturbing, so let me warn you. Before playing them, I want to send condolences to all those that were impacted by this scary scene you're about to witness, especially the family of the victim that lost her life. Pay attention to the girl you'll see in the yellow pants and the girl she's holding on to. Now, the video is short, but it's a lot that goes on. Scary, right? This tragedy occurred October 2019 at an Exxon gas station in Greensboro, North Carolina. This all stems from a small car accident at that gas station, which led to an argument that led to a physical fight and then murder. And let's not forget alcohol was involved. Miranda, you saw in the yellow pants, and Fauna is standing in front of her. Cousins. I don't know if they were involved in the car crash, but from what I see in the video is them arguing and they're being held back by another female before a punch is thrown and all hell breaks loose. Is that what you saw? Clearly, I also saw Miranda in the yellow pants being hit and jumped by several different people before she decides to get into her SUV and plow into the crowd, not once, but twice, injuring several and unfortunately killing the beautiful Zanelle Tucker. Miranda and Fauna both were initially charged with 1 count of first-degree murder and 5 counts of attempted murder. At their first court appearances, Fauna looks like she's just in shock and disbelief, while Miranda, I don't know, she just looks blank to me. It looks like they're both looking into the crowd, maybe looking at their family members. I'm not sure. Take a look for yourself.
Your Honor, this is Ms. Fauna Felton. She is charged with a series of transactionally related offenses beginning with 19 CR 86150, wherein she is charged with first-degree murder in connection with the death of Ms. Zanelle Tucker. There are a series of attempted murder allegations following this, all arising out of an incident that occurred during the early morning hours on Sunday this weekend. Your Honor, she is presently being held without the benefit of any terms of pretrial release. This is presently couched as a capital homicide. Her next court date is November 14th. Court service.
We were not able to verify her information. She does have 3 conviction dates on her record: from 2010, second-degree trespass, misdemeanor larceny; 2011, no operator's license; 2017, misdemeanor larceny.
Ms. Felton, you charged with first-degree murder, North Carolina Statute 14-17, Class A. The maximum time on that is death. You also charged with 5 2, 3, 4, 5 attempted first-degree murder charges. Maximum time on that is B2. Maximum time on that is 481 months for each count. You just represent yourself, have attorney appointed, or hire your own counsel. You want to have attorney appointed? Okay, I'll appoint the capital defenders. Mr. Cole, you said that court date is 11/14?
That is correct.
There will be no current violence on these charges.
Thank you, Your Honor. Wow, Your Honor, charge two.
One second. Yes, sir. Okay, proceed.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. As indicated, this is Miranda Watlington. Ms. Watlington is the charged co-defendant to Ms. Felton, Your Honor. She is charged with a series of transaction-related offenses occurring over the weekend, the most serious being 19 CR 86157, first-degree murder. There are a series of attempted first-degree murder offenses following. In addition to that, again, transaction-related allegations of driving while impaired, the Class B aggravated felony, death by vehicle, felony hit and run, and driving while her license is revoked, comparatively speed. Your Honor, she is presently being held without the benefit of any conditions, pretrial release. This is a capital offense for which she is charged. Her next court date is November 14th. It is my understanding, Your Honor, the public defender's office is prepared to accept the appointment.
Court services.
She has over 5 conviction dates on her record. From 2009, shoplifting, concealment of goods, misdemeanor larceny. 2011, drive while license revoked. 2012, resisting public officer, failure to notify DMV of an address change. From 2013, discharge firearm in the city, assault by pointing the gun, assault with a deadly weapon. 2016, second-degree trespass, drive while license revoked to not impair revocation. 2018, drive while license revoked to not impair revocation. She has a pending matter in High Point, drive while license revoked to not impair revocation. From Alamance County in 2012, drive while license is revoked. 2013, disorderly conduct. 2017, EWI level 3.
Ms. Walton?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you've been charged with first-degree murder in North Carolina General Statute 14-17, Class A. The amount of time on that is death. You're also charged with 5 attempted first-degree murders. Each one carries a maximum time of 481 months. Charged with DWI, the maximum time on that is 24 months. Charged with felony death by motor vehicle, just a Class B, and the maximum time on that is 204 months. Charged with felony hit and run, North Carolina General Statute 20-166, Class F, maximum time on that is 59 months. Charged while driving while license revoked, Class 3, 30 days, and a failure to reduce speed is a infraction. You understand those charges?
Yes.
Do you wish to represent yourself, have a court-appointed attorney, or do you want to hire your own? Remain quiet. I will appoint you Captain.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
They're going to ask for a public defender. If I can afford a lawyer, I can get an attorney, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But in the meantime, I'm just going to do a public defender.
Yes, I can appoint the Captain Defender's Office to represent you on these matters and discuss with them your ability to hire an attorney after that, okay? I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Now, in regard to the bond, are there any members of the family who would like to speak on regard to the bond? The victim's family. Now, everybody can speak, so you just stop up, sir. What is that over there?
Stop right there,
Right here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just want to ask for a question, if you don't mind.
No, sir. Can't ask any questions in regards, in regards to the bond, I'm about to say.
Okay, well, what can I say to it? Nothing?
You can't say anything in that regard. What do you want the court to know?
So I just want to ask the court, why did she kill my daughter? That's all. That's all. What was the purpose? That's it. She had 2 little kids too.
I'm with Dad on this. Why didn't Miranda just drive off? Why? From the video and Fauna's face, I do think they were jumped and maybe outnumbered, but that doesn't give you the right to take someone's life, and so violently. What she did was overboard, drunk or not, beat up or not, but did she deserve a life sentence, you believe? And if she did, should she have been given the opportunity at parole at some point? Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments, friends. One thing I do know, a lot of people's lives were changed by her actions that night. 2 children, 2 little boys, will never see their mother. Some people's injuries will be a lifelong battle and scars that will always remind them of that night. In 2022, both women went to trial, which ended with guilty verdicts for both on multiple charges. However, the jury found them not guilty of the attempted murder charges. Miranda was sentenced to life without parole for first-degree murder, along with additional years for the additional charges. Fauna was convicted of accessory after the fact to first-degree murder. She was sentenced to 6 to 9 years on that charge and consecutive sentences on the additional charges. The North Carolina Department of Corrections has her total incarceration term as 17 years, 9 months, and 20 days. But of course, that can change due to good time credits applied, working, and even the possibility of parole. We do know that the Tucker family have been given a life sentence for sure. With the loss of Zanelle, her cousin was also injured, and like I said, several other people were injured. People got to start being more nice to one another. My mom always used to say, which I never really understood until I got older and got out of the, every weekend partying scene with all the drunk folks. She said anything she could do out in them streets, she could do it in the comfort of her own home. Friends, let's send some love to the Tucker family by dropping some yellow hearts in the comments, as that was Zanelle's favorite color. Rest in peace to the beautiful Zanelle Tucker, and may God cover her children and her family. Marlene Johnson was 66 years old when she collapsed in a Rowan County courtroom after a jury of her peers found her guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced her to life without parole. The verdict was reached just a day after her 66th birthday in 2018. While Marlene maintained her innocence, the jury believed that she killed her estranged husband's co-worker in a jealous rage because she thought they were having an affair, but she was wrong. 62-year-old Shirley Pierce was the executive administrative assistant at a textile mill-based company in Rowan County where Irvin Johnson, Marlene's estranged husband, was the chief financial officer and president before his retirement. Marlene had stalked Shirley, leading her to obtain multiple restraining orders against Marlene. The last order of protection expired just weeks before Shirley's death. When the police searched Marlene's home and her vehicle, they found surveillance photos of Shirley while she was at work and home. Prosecutors revealed the motive in court through threatening text messages that Marlene sent by accident to a 15-year-old boy. That witness was 20 by the time he took the stand in 2018 and said the night of July 21st, 2013, he received a message saying, "Back off, you will not get Irvin. Over my dead body, you skanky whore." He replied, mind you, he's 15. He replied and said, "I think you have the wrong number." Marlene wrote back, "Is this Shirley Pierce?" He responded, "No." Marlene's reply was, "Sorry." Less than 48 hours after the bizarre exchange, Shirley was found dead in her home on Evandale Road in Kannapolis by her fiancé. Convicted of assaulting Shirley in 2011, Marlene was quickly arrested and charged with her death. Shirley's family waited 4 years for justice. The delay was due to DNA testing, which proved that Marlene's blood DNA was at the crime scene. Her defense attorneys did not offer an opening statement, nor did they submit any evidence during the trial. And Marlene, she didn't take the stand in her defense either. It took the jury about 2 hours before bringing back the guilty verdict. The judge showed Marlene no mercy after she collapsed in court when the verdict was read. Deputies rushed to her side and began to remove her from the courtroom, but the judge ordered them to stop and for Marlene to remain in the courtroom and listen as he individually polled the jurors to confirm they were unanimous on their verdict. Marlene made the following statement afterwards: "I disagree with the decision. I am innocent. I was never there. I would not hurt anybody. I would not have killed Shirley Pierce." The judge replied and told her that the DNA contradicted everything she said in court that day and that she would indeed die in prison. It was his order. Marlene just had it all wrong, didn't she? Accusing Shirley of an affair, texting a 15-year-old boy, texting the wrong number, trying to threaten somebody's just ridiculous. At her age, jealousy turned her into a murderer. Rest in peace to Miss Shirley Pierce, and condolences out to her family, especially her only child. This is Lucinda Feimster. She was a mother of 4, a popular waitress at an O'Charlie's restaurant in Salisbury, North Carolina. On May 24, 2016, she worked a night shift at O'Charlie's. Upon her return to the apartment she shared with her family, she walked into her home alongside Cindy and Daniel, and they were no invited guests. They were not about to hang out. It was a home invasion. Waiting for Lucinda was her mother, Mary, and her 3-year-old son. Mary recalls her daughter walking into the apartment from work accompanied by a black woman and a Hispanic man. The woman was carrying a black gun with a brown handle. She was not familiar with either. Lucinda told her mother, "I got this," and she walked into her bedroom with Cindy, and they closed the door. Daniel stayed in the living room with Mary and her grandson. When Mary attempted to engage in conversation, Daniel ignored her questions about who he was and where he stayed. Lucinda's 3-year-old son started crying. That's when she and Cindy opened the door and let the little boy inside with them. Mary tried calling Lucinda's older daughter to have her come and get her crying grandson, but Daniel took her phone. She recalled the man wearing dirty-looking latex gloves. He kept opening the door. She recalled him making several phone calls. In one of the phone calls, she heard Daniel say, "She wants to know how far you are. Where are you? How far away are you?" It was after that phone call, he went into the bedroom with her daughter, her grandson, and Cindy. Cindy then called Mary into the bedroom. When Mary entered, Cindy left out for a moment, and when she returned, she hit Mary in the face with that gun she had. Mary was knocked to the floor and told to stay down. Cindy, she was in charge. She continued to tell Daniel what to do, instructing him to search the bedroom. When he didn't find anything, he left out. Mary recalled her daughter saying, "If I had it, I would give it to you. I don't have any money." Mary also tried to tell Cindy that her daughter did not have any money. Cindy forced Lucinda to the floor. Lucinda curled around her son in a fetal position, with Cindy using her knee and her hand to keep her on the floor. The woman said to Lucinda, "Bitch, you should have gave me the motherfucking money," before shooting Lucinda in the head. Cindy ran out of the apartment and fled. Mary called 911, but it was too late for help. Lucinda had died, and an autopsy showed that she also suffered blunt force trauma to the head before she died. Mary, she received 8 stitches to her face and suffered a broken nose. Fortunately, her 3-year-old grandson escaped the incident without sustaining any physical injury. Cindy and Daniel were identified in a photo lineup by Mary 3 days after she watched her daughter be gunned down in their home. Cindy turned herself into the Salisbury Police Department in June after police released that she was wanted for Lucinda's murder. Daniel was arrested in August at a home on Lakewood Drive. They were charged and held without bond in the Rowan Detention Center after pleading not guilty. They were tried jointly in 2019 and convicted by a jury of first-degree murder, attempted robbery with a dangerous weapon, and assault with a deadly weapon. They both received a life sentence on the murder charge and numerous additional years for the additional charges mentioned. Me and my heart goes out to Lucinda's 4 children. And actually I read in some articles that the day that this occurred, not only did she go to work, but she celebrated one of her 4 children's birthday that same day. Rest in peace to Miss Lucinda Feimster.
Gone in a flash. Police say a young store clerk working in this Fayetteville pawn shop was shot and killed Saturday night. His friends, stunned by his death, remember 19-year-old Kyle Harris as a guy who made a big impact on everyone he met.
Just a smile, you know, good smile, always having a helping hand, always there to make a bad day even better.
You won't ever find a friendlier guy than Kyle.
Harris graduated from Cape Fear High School in 2009, and friends say he recently started college classes.
Because he had this whole future ahead of him. That's the worst part about it is that.
Police say a man and woman walked in and shot Harris around 5:15 p.m. Fayetteville police believe the two picked this store at random and in a moment of desperation. At that point, investigators in Georgia wanted to talk with them about a suspicious death that happened earlier in the day in their state.
The vehicle that they were driving was the Georgia victim's vehicle. It apparently broke down near Cumberland Pond.
Lieutenant Chris Davis says surveillance video shows Cedric Hobbs Jr. and Alexis Maddox walk in and out of the shop several times. Then the cameras captured the murder.
I don't know if they were thinking about robbing the place or what the deal was there, but at one point they went in, shot the clerk, and left in the clerk's vehicle.
Washington, D.C. police spotted that car about 6 hours later and arrested Hobbs and Maddox. Authorities say they were traveling with a 9-month-old girl. Those who knew the victim say they still can't believe what happened here.
That just shows how bad people can be nowadays, and what, like, some people may be just that desperate to do things that bad to get what they need or what they want.
And police tell us there were 2 other employees in the store at the time who witnessed all of this. They were not injured. Fayetteville police are traveling to Washington, D.C. to interview Hobbs and Maddox. They'll start the extradition process Monday to bring the 2 back to Cumberland County. Ken?
911, what's the address for your emergency?
713 Grove Street.
What's going on, sir?
We just got robbed at Cumberland Pond. Somebody came here with a gun, shot one of our employees, and I ran out the back door. I don't know what's going on right now. I ran out the back door and ran to a different store.
All right, hang on 1 second. And it was of the business?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And they had a gun, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. You're at Beauty World?
Yes, ma'am. I ran to a different store down the road. It's like in the same shopping center.
Okay. What's the name of the business that got robbed?
Cumberland Pond on Grove Street.
Cumberland Pond. Okay. All right. Did you see them?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you give me a description of any of them?
It was
All right, hon. I tell you what, take a deep breath.
Yes, ma'am.
Calm down, okay, because I'm going to need as much information as you can give me, okay? I do have plenty of...
It was a black male, maybe about 5'8", 5'9". He had on a jacket.
What color jacket?
I think it was blue and white, or maybe it's a dark blue and white or black and white.
I'm trying to get the call in for fire.
Do you know where's the person that was shot? How bad was he shot? Do you know?
It looks like he was shot pretty bad. He was laid on the ground bleeding out when I...
All right, hang on.
Here you go, sir.
Huh?
Police right here.
There's a police officer with me. I just got robbed at a pawn shop. One of my employees got shot. Where are they? About 3 stores down in the same shopping center. All right.
Did he leave him on foot or in a vehicle?
I don't know. He was in the store. I ran.
Okay.
So you didn't see where they were? No. What did he look like? It was just about 5'8", 5'9". Black male. He had on a jacket.
Was there a female with him?
person next door. There was a male and a female.
Okay.
It's a black male 5'8" blue light jacket. Advising that they possibly stole a silver Saturn Ion.
We need an ambulance here. Where is he? He's right here. He's on the ground. He's bad. I don't know. Can you go and get a medical? Yeah. Have him pick it up.
The fireback turned out. Let's see traffic.
Tempo. Yeah, Tempo is taking it. My shot. Alright. Pray for him, Sean. Hey, man. What's his name? Cal Harris. Cal. Where's he shot at? I don't know. He pointed right in this area.
Got enough units on scene. Let's go inside canvassing. Grove Street, Eastern Boulevard area to the Silver, till we get updated information.
You still there, ma'am?
Yes, I am. You can go ahead and just get the line with me since you're out with the officers.
You say go ahead and hang up now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
20-year-old Alexis Maddox and 29-year-old Cedric Hobbs were returned to Cumberland County and booked into the Cumberland County Jail on Friday, November 12, 2010. Their 9-month-old child was placed into DSS custody in Washington. Fayetteville police conducted further investigation and later said the couple went into the Cumberland County pawn shop to pawn some items but were not happy with the amount that they were offered. They refused to sell any of the items and left out of the pawn shop. They then went back into the shop and robbed the place. As Cal was turned around facing the other way, he was shot. When the couple were captured in Washington, D.C., they were still driving Cal's Saturn Ion. They were charged with first-degree murder, second-degree kidnapping, robbery with a dangerous weapon, and conspiracy to commit armed robbery. Alexis initially agreed to a plea deal that was offered by the state that would have allowed her to plead guilty to second-degree murder in exchange for testifying against Hobbs. That plea would have allowed her release from prison in less than 30 years. But she decided not to abide by the terms of the agreement and chose to plead guilty to first-degree murder. She told the judge that Hobbs had not threatened her, only that she wanted the case to be over. A Cumberland County jury found Cedric Hobbs guilty of murder and other charges in December of 2014. The jury was deadlocked 11-1 on whether he should be sentenced to death or not. He is currently serving a life without parole sentence and has failed at his attempts at getting a new trial. Alexis was sentenced to life in prison with the chance of parole. She is at the Anson Correctional Institute. A new resident on the list at the Anson Correctional Institute, 51-year-old Shannon Nicole Daves. She was admitted into North Carolina Department of Corrections on September 3rd, 2024 at the NCCI Women's Facility. She was moved to Anson Correctional Institute on October 30th, 2024. Shannon was charged for the 2020 shooting death of her live-in boyfriend, Roger Michael Evans. The shooting occurred at the Candler home the couple shared. The deadly shooting was also captured by a pet camera. In the opening statements of her trial that started in February 2023, the prosecutor said Shannon held power over Mr. Evans and that he started telling friends that he wanted out of the relationship. They said an argument escalated upon the couple's arrival to their home after a night out drinking. Both Mr. Evans and Shannon pulled guns that night, but only Mr. Evans ended up shot several times. The defense said that Shannon shot to defend her life after Mr. Evans left the argument to get a gun. Mr. Evans was 47 at the time of his death, a well-known man in the Candler area where he owned a popular car wash. Shannon's 2023 murder trial lasted 2 weeks and the jury started deliberations on February 7th. On February 13th, after deliberating for several days, the judge ordered a mistrial, finding that the jury was deadlocked, and further deliberations were unproductive toward reaching a verdict. In the 8-day retrial, the jury agreed with the prosecution, and on August 29, 2024, Shannon was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole possibility. Rest in peace to Mr. Roger Michael Evans.
We begin with some breaking news out of Wake County.
Garner police have made an arrest in the death of a baby whose body was found in a home in November. WRAL's Adam Owens is live in Raleigh with details. Adam?
Gerald, the person arrested is the child's mother. Here are the warrants. She is 23-year-old Sharita McNeil of Garner. She is charged with murder and trying to conceal a death. About an hour ago, McNeil stood before the magistrate to hear those charges. After looking into the cameras, she hit her face with a piece of paper. According to warrants, family members found the body of her son, 19-month-old Devarian Gross, in November. He was sealed in a plastic bag and placed inside a closet in the family's Spring Drive home. Warrants say sheets were placed over the bag and bleach was poured on top to mask any potential smells. Family members say they had not seen little Devarian in the month before his body was found. In court papers, family members say McNeil told the family her son was staying with a friend. Warrants also show investigators found letters from the child's incarcerated father, voicing concern that McNeil may try to get rid of their son.
Ken?
Deborah, there's no getting around how difficult this trial is for everyone involved. A young mother accused of killing her own son. Prosecutors say the little boy's body was hidden for 6 weeks after his death. Today, Sharita McNeil's own words about what happened the day her son died played out in open court.
He just came off the chair.
When prosecutors played this videotape of Sharita McNeil describing what happened to her son, at times she couldn't bear to watch. On the videotape, McNeil told investigators her son, whom she called Pootie, hit his head when he jumped off a chair.
I jumped off the chair, I came over there, and I picked him up. Like, just, said to see if he was okay. Like, his eyes was open and his mouth was open, but nothing was coming out.
During the taped reenactment using a stuffed doll, McNeil told investigators she intended to call for help, but panicked.
And I immediately just grabbed him back up, and I was just holding it out, just kept shaking like Pootie, 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 and he never responded. So when his body just got like real limp, I knew then like he was dead.
Investigators recorded this interview about a month after the toddler's body was found in an upstairs closet in McNeil's home in October of 2008. In addition to the videotape, prosecutors also played some of McNeil's audio files. In one recording, she's heard expressing the hostility she feels for her son.
I had so much hate for him and for his dad when I was pregnant with him. That's why I don't like him.
Despite her lament on that audio recording, on videotape, however, McNeil maintained she didn't hurt her son.
If you didn't, who did? Tell me.
Question that continues to hang over this trial. Previous witnesses who took the stand included the toddler's former guardian and his paternal grandmother. McNeil maintains her son's death was an accident. Deborah?
Thank you, Ken.
Late today, a jury found a Garner woman guilty of killing her son.
Sharita McNeil murdered her 19-month-old boy, then hid the toddler's body for weeks. WRAL's Adam Owens spoke with jurors who convicted McNeil, and he joins us now live. Adam?
Deborah, the verdict was unanimous. There was visible emotion from several people in the courtroom, except from the person you may most expect it from.
You saw the tears of the jurors, and even the judge started to cry.
There were tears around the courtroom, but none from Sharita McNeil.
Guilty of first-degree murder of Devarian Montrell Gross.
Her expression was blank as she was convicted of killing her son, 19-month-old Devarian Gross. Jurors more than made up for any lack of emotion.
Defenseless child, and she is beating up on him. beating up on him.
She beat him, she threw him against the wall. I hate him, I don't want you.
It was a feeling some jurors could not shake, how a mother could harm her own child. In court, a medical examiner said Deverian had rib fractures and signs of abuse. Defense attorneys say it was from a fall, but jurors did not buy it. In November 2008, the boy's badly decomposed body was found in a garbage bag in McNeil's bedroom closet. Jurors say McNeil had chances to get help, but did not.
Had opportunities to give this child up, and she didn't.
For the choices she made, McNeil was led away from the courtroom to spend the rest of her life in prison.
I hope that this lady will not have the privilege to ever hurt another child.
In their second day of deliberations, jurors did request to see a letter and hear phone calls McNeil made to clear up some questions that some of them had. Still, in the end, all agreed on the verdict. McNeil's family declined to comment.